Welcome to Module 4, Analyzing and Charting Financial Data. Now, if you're taking this course and you're in business, you're probably going to have to know how to prepare a business plan. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing in this module. So in 4.1, the first thing we're going to do is the PMT function. Now, the PMT function calculates your payment with interest for a loan over a certain amount, or a certain size, over a certain amount of time, and a certain number of payments. So whether it's biweekly, annually, monthly, quarterly, etc., the payment functions are going to figure that out. But keep in mind, the answer it gives you back is negative because that's the money that you have to pay, and it also includes interest, right? We're also going to talk about creating an embedded pie chart. So if you have a bunch of numbers, we could figure out, put that into a pie chart and look at the difference. We're going to talk about styling a chart, adding labels, adding, explanations, so you don't just get a chart, you actually understand what it means and what it represents. We're going to talk about chart legends, and we're going to look at a few different kinds of charts like clustered column charts and stack column charts, right? In 4.2, we're going to talk about line charts, and we're going to talk about a combo chart. A combo chart is really powerful because it lets you overlay two totally different kinds of information on top of each other. I'll give you a quick example. If you have a chart that in your store you sold Ferraris, and you sold 4 Ferraris for $1 million, that's one line, right? And then you also in your store sell apples, the fruit, right? And you sold, 50 apples. Because 1 million is so much bigger than 50, you won't actually be able to see the relationship between them because one line will be huge and one line will be tiny. But if you want to show in the same period how much of each thing you sold, you could overlay them with 2 different axes and you'll see, oh, the number of cars that I sold compared to the numbers of apples I sold actually have a relationship, right? So that's why combo charts are so powerful. A little tricky to get going, but really an excellent thing to learn. Next, we're going to talk about chart elements, like how to edit a chart. We're going to talk about modifying a chart's data source. So if your data changes or you have different types of data, how can you edit it or add in new kinds of data? We're going to talk about a Pareto chart and a histogram. So basically taking our data and dividing it into different buckets to segment it. We're going to talk about sparklines, which are teeny tiny charts. And instead of taking up a lot of space on the screen, they just sit in one cell. And there's different kinds of sparklines like we're going to see. And then finally, we're going to look at data bars. Same kind of idea. We could measure the size of numbers against each other right in the cell without having to create a new chart. So I hope by the end of Module 4, you'll have learned how to make charts, also how to do payment function. And even though we're only doing a couple small examples with that now, you could see that there's regular applicability because I'm sure you've seen an ad to buy a car or lease a car, and they say things like interest rate, number of payments, money down, and that's the kind of thing we're going to figure out today.